land of wide open skies and untamed horizons. One signal cuts through the wind. You're tuned into Alberta Radio, across the prairies to the Rockies. Here's your host, Jason LaFace.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Starting off the set is yesterday's tune of the day, Derek Collier, Just One More Pack. Here we go on Alberta Radio.
Hark. I once did know a fool, a most devoted fool, who fed a dragon every morning and called it a ritual. That fool was me. And brother, I know that fool is you. Yeah, 6. Yeah. 6 in the morning. Yeah. 6 in the morning, before my feet hit the floor, before the coffee, before the kids, before I open the door. Hand reached out like a reflex, like a long lost friend. Lit up the first one, told myself it'd never end. Yeah, 20 years deep and I never missed a day. Packed in the half before noon on a good day. Lighter in the left pocket, pack in the right. Woke up a smoker, went to bed every night. Smell on my jacket, smell on my hands, smell on my car and my couch and my plants. Told myself it's fine, told myself it's cool. Told myself a lie every day like a fool. But the cigarette said, baby, you need me. I'm the only thing that makes the morning feel easy. I'm the pause in the chaos, I'm the edge taking off. I'm the first thing you reach for when the world gets too tough. And the addict in the back said, he's right, you know. You tried to quit in 09 and that was a whole show. Remember day 3, remember how you shook. Just light one up, homie, just one more look.
One more pack, just one more pack.
I quit on Monday, I quit when I'm back.
One more pack, just one more pack.
I swear to God this time, and I mean that, I did not mean that. Then one morning something shifted in the air. Walked past the mirror and I stopped and I stared. Not in my face but the color underneath. The way I was breathing, the way I couldn't breathe. Ran up a staircase, 12 steps, that's it. 12 steps and my lungs do a full-on fit. Stood there wheezing hand against the wall. 43 years old and I felt 100 and tall. My kid looked up at me and didn't say a word, but I saw it in his eyes and man it hurt. He didn't ask me why I smelled like smoke. He just took my hand and that's when something broke. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the truth and it finally wakes. The man who fed the dragon every single day watched his own son show him there was another way.
One more pack, just one more pack.
The cigarette is laughing and the addict's got your back. Hey.
One more pack,
Yeah.
just one more pack.
But somewhere in the mirror there's a better man than that. Hey. Day 1 was easy, day 2 was a lie. Day 3, I reorganized my pantry 4 times. Day 4, I ate everything that wasn't nailed down. Day 5, I sat in my car in the parking lot downtown. Just sat there, hand shaking, jaw tight. The cigarette whispered, this is stupid, just like the addict said, look, you've already lasted 5 days. What's one gonna do? Just take the edge off the haze. You deserve it, you've been working so damn hard. Just one in the driveway, just one in the yard. I said, nah, that's it, that's the whole speech. Just nah, one syllable, 1 inch out of reach. Didn't have a monologue, didn't have a plan, just nah. And I drove home and I was still that man. Week 2, I started tasting things again. Coffee tasted like coffee, not like coffee and sin. Week 3, I woke up and forgot to want one. Stood there, confused in the kitchen like, done? Month 2, I ran those 12 steps and I didn't stop. Made it to the top, didn't drop. Stood there, stupid, grinning like an idiot at the sky. 43 years old, feeling 25. The cigarettes don't knock, sometimes don't get it twisted. Shows up at a bar, shows up when I'm pissed. Shows up when the stress hits the ceiling and the walls close. But I know his game now and I know how it goes. He ain't my friend, he was never my friend. He was a lease I kept renewing on the place I should've left. All the world's a stage, and all the smokers merely players. And in one act thou art the dragon's fool, and in the next, the slayer. The dragon does not love thee, he only loves the feed. And every morning that thou lights the flame. Our water's not a flower, but a weed.
One more pack, just one more pack.
That's what it tells you every time you look back. But you already know,
You already know.
the best version of you is the one that lets go. You already know,
You already know.
the best version of you is waiting down that road. Just say nah. One syllable, that's all, just nah.
Yeah, that's Derek Collier, hailing from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, now living in Edmonton, Alberta. He's been sending me some of his tracks, sharing his Spotify links with us. So yesterday we put him up as our first tune of the day as we resume. And today we're going to announce a new tune of the day. So we want to feature his track because we didn't get to play it yesterday. Anyways, give Derek Collier a follow on Spotify and give him a 5-star rating. Got some really good productions. I like his other track, Addiction, and it's a lot of really good artists reaching out to us. And just don't forget, we also, Alberta Radio has a public Arcadia Digital record label for EDM. And we're working with some artists right now. And the whole goal of this is just to produce music, pump it through our monetized platforms, and that's it, man. And we just do it together. So these are all my friends who are working with me in the EDM industry right now that we're going to be pumping out more music for Arcadia Digital. So that's that. And yeah, man, don't forget, check out Derek Collier on Spotify, follow him on Facebook, and all the socials. So our weather update for today, April 9th, 2026, right across the prairies, man, right across Alberta. So it's all in the plus weather. Edmonton at 7 degrees, Calgary at 9, mostly cloudy, mixing sun and clouds, and Red Deer at 8. Sylvan Lake at 7 degrees with sun and cloud. We got Banff at 7. So right across from the Rocky Mountain House to Grand Prairie and Fort Mac at 6 degrees. And then Brooks and Medicine Hat with double digits today, 10 and 11 degrees with sunny and partial clouds. So that's your weather update for your province-wide outlook, with overnight lows dipping before or below freezing and some regions can't even talk, man. Chance of flurries and light showers in central and northern areas. And there's a seasonal trend, remains cooler than normal for the early spring. So some great weather, but we're still facing a little bit of coldness. It's going away slowly. That's great stuff. Anyways, so let's start off our topics, man. Today on the Newswire. Wake up this morning and there's this big blowout or expose about Trudeau. And according to our sources, actually I'm going to bring it up right now. So there's a court case going into the court system in Ontario where it looks like the Toronto Sun's being taken to court, or they failed to report Justin Trudeau looking at child porn. And this is coming from a good source, so I'm going to bring up the case file. Now, with this said, this whole debacle has been lingering for quite some time, since 2022, and even with Trudeau's best friend and ex-roommate, Christopher Ingelsman. In 2010 at West Point, he was roommates with Trudeau, and he got hit with child porn charges. So it's not the only one. There's a few others that are associated with Trudeau on this issue. So I'm going to bring that up right now. It's crazy. I'm just blown away. Like, I'm not surprised, right? Because these are left-wing ideologies. And then you got like the NDP radicals and... Oh, crazy. So yeah, Christopher Ingelsson, we'll start with that. Trudeau's old roommate and a longtime friend at West Point Grey, was charged with child pornography back in 2010. And of course the media swept that under the rug, right? Now, so the lawsuit claims that former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was caught accessing child pornography by RCMP during his time in office. So a bombshell filing in the Ontario Small Claims Court as of yesterday, April 8th, 2026, has revealed a tangled web of personal connections and criminal allegations involving Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, his wife Sophie Gregoire, and the Toronto Star. The plaintiff, Canadian author of In Trudeau's Kitchen, Jeffrey Brown, alleges that the newspaper breached its fiduciary duty to the public by suppressing evidence of high-level criminality that could have collapsed the Trudeau Liberal government years before his 2025 exit. So that's probably why Trudeau had to step away. Now that makes more sense. Anyways, Brown's court filing details an unexpected personal history between him and the PM, Trudeau, and his family, which the plaintiff claims began in February 2017 after Trudeau's wife Sophie Gregoire Trudeau shared some of Brown's writing on Facebook. This initial interaction reportedly sparked a multi-year connection involving the exchange of hundreds of emails, a telephone call, and a private meeting at the family residence at Rideau Cottage, which Brown notes occurred at her request, Sophie's request. So Brown claims that he ultimately made 3 separate efforts to disconnect from Miss Trudeau and the political world surrounding the Trudeaus between 2019 and June 2021. He claims that the nature of the responses for the attempts, coupled with his own experience of the Trudeau family detailed in his book, In Trudeau's Kitchen, led him to reach out to investigative journalists beginning in January 2021. So according to the filing, on October 21st, 2021, a meeting took place with Brown and a prominent Toronto Star. Yeah, it was prominent Toronto Star investigative journalist Robert Cribb. Now, Brown alleges that during a walk along Kew Beach in Toronto, Cribb revealed that the RCMP had discovered the Prime Minister was watching kiddie porn, underage pornography on his devices while monitoring them for potential foreign compromise. The filing claims the RCMP handed this information over to the Toronto Star because they were facing interactive restrictions similar to those experienced during the SNC Lavalin affair. Brown maintains that although Cribb allegedly confirmed the source was credible, the newspaper failed to fulfill its responsibility to share the information with the Canadian public. So the Toronto Star reporters knew about this and they just didn't want to let that out, right? You're getting paid by the state. So the legal argument centers on the fiduciary duty, and Brown claims the Toronto Star owes the public due to its receipt of significant federal subsidies, like I just said, which he notes reached approximately $115,000 per week in tax credits by 2022. So Brown introduced a proposed new tort called enhanced duty breach, arguing that when a private media enterprise is kept afloat by taxpayer funds, it has heightened obligation to report barely on government misconduct. He claims that choosing to protect its market share and filter information through politically convenient filter, the newspaper committed nonfeasance and negligent misrepresentation. Now, Brown is suing for the maximum $50,000 in damages, linking the suppressed information to the continuation of the Trudeau government and subsequent administration of Mark Carney. Because right now, really, this is a fictitious Liberal government that's in power, if this is the case. And that means we would have to, the Governor General should step in. What they did is the Liberals covered up corruption again, right? That's all they do. So the filing cites a litany of national issues, including the rise of 10 cities, inflation, personal safety concerns, and as the needlessly difficult reality caused by the media's alleged non-disclosure, the claim includes $20,000 for pain and suffering related to mental distress, $20,000 for quantifiable money losses due to rising costs of living, and $10,000 in punitive damages to address the plague of withholding newsworthy material. A link. And so if you go on the Canadian Independent, there's a link about it. And Brown also posted about it this morning. That's where I got it directly from Brown. And, this is crazy because, first of all, the issue of the Online Harms Act that they pushed out, the solution was simple. Rather than rolling out this ridiculous bill, all they had to do is create a provision and directed the CRTC to create blacklists. And the blacklists, all they would have had to done is all the data they've collected over the last, say, since 2000 of websites that are hosting nefarious child porn or anything like that, to just put them on the blacklist and block the sites right from the core. It's not, and it's not silencing anything. It's actually doing some justice for the victims and keeping it off the net. And what we should do is hire teams to track websites. Like that's, sometimes I do that. I'll go out and I'll look for sites, and because all you have to do is look for pirated software or videos and whatever, and you will online at some point hit these sites. And when I hit them, along with some of my friends, we've been just reporting them and getting them taken down. In some cases, there was some file host servers in the last couple of years that they were online. CSAM was trying to take it down. CyberTip was trying to take it down. And the European Union, nobody, and for some reason, the site would not come down. It got to the point it pissed off a lot of people, and my team was notified about it by some other hackers, and they were like, "Hey, we need your help." So what we did is we just flooded it. Like we were just to try and break the website, right? And we were successful to a point. And then finally, the law enforcement stepped in and actually seized the domains that these file servers were hosted on. So with the efforts of hackers united around the globe and law enforcement, that's where I agree, where law enforcement and hackers should work together to shut the shit down. We did it with terrorist groups on X years ago. We shut down over 118,000 ISIS accounts using collective groups of hackers and the permission of the government and Twitter, right? Like it was a coordinated thing in 2004. 2015 to 17. It was a 2-year run. So, there's a lot of people trying to shut shit down. But the problem is the government would rather waste taxpayers' money and incorporate bills that will actually hinder your Charter of Rights rather than protecting your Charter of Rights and the victims, and make this whole charade, when really the simple solution would have been just say, hey, mandate the CRTC to mandate the ISPs to create blacklists, and that's it. Because everything that you do on the net, if you're with TELUS has a core switch, so everything that every user does is going through that switch, and it's not hard to put domains and block them. I never understood why we never incorporated that, and then have teams search out and block other sites, and just but hopefully maybe we'll get there, right? But that's where it's at. So Trudeau should be arrested right now. Is how I look at it, especially if the RCMP knew about it. If there's enough evidence to be that's an arrest charge. That's a charge right there. And I wonder how Katy Perry's feeling about this, right? Maybe she doesn't care. She's probably a pedophile too. Who knows? Anyways, right. Next up is the First Nations chiefs and the NDP colluding and all this other stuff that's going on in Alberta. And then let's not forget the, alphabet soup of the NDP crying for more funding, which is part of the First Nations thing. So what's happening is, let's start with this. Let's start with the fact that the LGBTQ, the new radical side of it, has been hijacking other minority groups' social issues, right? And activism. One of them is the missing and murdered Indigenous women. And that there, I'm just going to say this, I haven't talked to my adopted mom in a little bit there, but, she was the chief of the Northwest Territories for a while, Nolene Wilbrun. And Nolene, she disagrees on some issues with me, but at the end of the day, I still agree with a lot what she's taught me. And she was part of the missing and murdered Indigenous women and helped pivot that activism and advocacy forward. She did a lot of work. So, when you look at the cause behind it, who's behind it, and what the purpose of the activism and the movement's about, it's a just cause for the women who are constantly being kidnapped and thrown into human trafficking or being just murdered, just for whatever reasons. It's sad, and that has been going on for a while. And then all of a sudden, we have the LGBTQ left wing, and they're like, "We're gonna hijack it and wrap it into our alphabet soup," and now it's being mocked like mad. And what was it today? It was here's one. So this one's Dr. Vox Oculi. This is I follow him on X. And I mean, Fox News is making fun of it. The states are all over the New York Post. It's hilarious because it's being so mocked. And it's so today's alphabet soup for the LGBTQ is with the hijacking of the missing Indigenous women's. So it's MMIWG2SLGBTQQIAP2SAAGNBPFQ5G COM GBBQA GNCD7SHRRDRRSGP++231X. Right? Now look at, for the money workers, the LGBTQ needs to get its shit together and stop calling it the LGBTQ alphabet acronyms. I mean, just call it for what it is, man. You're gay, lesbian, or trans. That's it. There's no such thing as binary, because binary is computer language, and that's been, you know what I mean? And you're running around with, I'm a binary cis male or cis female. I mean, like, cis what? What the hell is this shit? So this is where it comes down to a mental health issue. And then you have politicians and leaders who are using it, and they're springboarding funding. They get a piece. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. So everybody's getting some extra money from the federal government, and they run with this whole nonsensical, made up, I don't know what you want to call it. So it's being mocked, and as it's, like, look at, I'm mocking it. I think it's hilarious that this is where it's going too far. Woke Canada, right? We need money because they didn't include it for us. You know what, man? How about you go fundraise? Do your own thing, because the rest of us are, like, we're victims of shit. I'm victim of trauma and stuff for my whole life. I don't go out and cry for money. Just saying. I look for help funding Alberta Radio to move it forward, because that's what most media companies do. And, we try to look either at crowdsourcing or advertising, donations, whatever. But we're not getting any money from the feds. And these groups are minority groups that are getting all these millions of dollars, right? Millions of dollars in funding. And, it's collapsing. So with that said, I mean, that's just the way it is. Anyways, following up with that was the First Nations chiefs I wanted to talk about. So the First Nations chiefs held a rally yesterday at the legislative grounds here in Alberta. And members of the state forever Canadian Thomas Lukasik was out there riling up the chiefs and the First Nations. And I mean, and I'm going to say this to the Ogimas of Alberta that were participating or that support the Alberta independence movement. You really didn't have any support yesterday. I'm just going to say. I looked at the videos. I looked at the pictures. I was like, wow. And some of the rhetoric that our people, because I'm Métis, our people, I mean, it's just irresponsible and it's childish. So my question to the chiefs is simple. Why aren't you listening to your people? Because we have First Nations and Métis individuals who are Stay Free Alberta canvassers going out and getting signatures from our people on our territories and off territory. Our people want to sign. You had hardly any support from any of us because we want a better deal. And the thing is why would you guys go and cry to the courts and the Crown and say, please, Daddy, give me some more? Because remember who destroyed our culture, right? It was them. And you have an opportunity to leave and get a better deal from a potential independent Alberta, and you're crying foul. And you're making up excuses, making up lies, saying that, what was it, foreign interference by the U.S., paying off Stay Free Alberta, and what was the other guy there I seen yesterday? He was accusing Berta Proud Dad and other influencers like myself of getting paid by people in the States, man. I wish. I'm serious, man. I don't get nothing. I'll be honest. How Alberta Radio is funded is two ways. So one, we are monetized on Facebook only. And before we got hit with suspensions, we were doing okay and we were seeing growth. And I had a plan, and that plan came to a halt the minute that we got hit with a infraction last April, and then got hit again earlier last year. And so we dealt with it. Right now, our suspension comes off at the end of this month on the 22nd of April, which already we're seeing some growth already because the closer you get to your ban removal, then you start going up. The algorithm starts working for you again on Meta. And I mean, we worked around it. I have to say, we worked around it. We gained over 35,000 followers since April 22nd of last year. And today we reached 75,000 followers. We're over. I think we're at 75.1K followers on Facebook. And we anticipate when the ban's lifted that our monetization should pretty close to double. So with the loss of monetization, what we did is we crowdsourced to our supporters in hopes that we could stay alive. And we had a few people send us some money, donations to keep us alive, to pay the bills in between, and I really appreciate that. So we raised, let's say, almost $1,500. We're about $100 short from what we needed. The last donation we received was last week, and we got $500 from a nice individual, and we thank everybody. Even last month, another friend of ours donated $500. So just those two donations alone kept us afloat, and people donating in between. And we had people send us $20 here and there for, hey man, go have a coffee, and on us. So it's nice to see that our supporters care and they help us stay alive. So now, when the suspension is done, we're probably I'm anticipating just to shut down the crowdfunding completely, so we don't ask for donations anymore, because we'll be fully monetized. So the last 2 days is really good. Basically paid me a minimum wage for 2 days in a row, which is nice. And if I could do that every day, well, I'd be happy, right? But it's just the first time. So it was just a couple posts that went viral, and both posts paid me a wage for the day. So I'm pretty happy about that. So that's what we're doing, and the thing is all the money now that we're making from Alberta Radio, we're reinvesting it into Alberta Radio. Like right now I'm working on a website. We want to make it shine. And the only thing right now I'm working on is trying to find a way to make more money so I can buy a car and I can go out and do some actual reporting, go out and hit some places, do some coverage, stuff like I wanted to do initially. But that, again, got put to a stop because, when you're making payments and on a car that you don't own and it's quite expensive, it's like you might as well just cut the payments off and just buy a used car, and that's what we're shooting for. So right now I just got to wait a couple months, save some money, and we can get a car back. But at least I have friends that are letting me have giving me the ability to use their vehicles, so I'll be taking up some offers. Just kidding, but no, it's nice though. I'm appreciative of that, and it's really good. So let's see here. What do we got? We did the First Nations. Oh, yeah. So the NDP lies and propaganda. So now, on top of the First Nations rally yesterday and all this stuff, we got Nenshi crying because David Parker got Elon Musk's attention, and he agrees that Alberta should be independent, right? We need our freedom. And you got Nenshi who's just freaking out and, oh my God, Elon Musk, and he didn't give me any attention, so he's just crybaby. Then he went and did I watched his press conference this morning, and I trolled it, right? Because it's ridiculous. Like, Nenshi is a failed leader. Like, the guy was the mayor of Calgary, ran it to the ground, infrastructure broke, costing millions of dollars, and people running out of water. Like, come on. And then now he expects to be the premier of Alberta. Like, the NDP in Alberta has gone radical just as much as the federal NDP. So, like Jack Layton would be rolling in his grave right now. And I can tell you that for sure. I used to work for the guy. So I'm just saying, right? But anyways, Nenshi's going to continue to whine. But what's really interesting is we know now that the NDP has been working collectively with city mayors like Andrew Knack via Blake Desjarlais. We know that Nenshi and Andrew Knack and them have spoken about me personally, and they were digging up information. They have a team trying to dig up information in the event that I go through with trying to run for mayor, and they're going to try and slam my name in the dirt with all the negative. So I've just been putting it out there. Like, there's nothing that really you can get me with other than what I organized the Freedom Convoy with my friends. Called out the LGBTQ like I do all the time. Like, I mean, people follow me for that reason. So I know I'll get the support because I'd be a pit bull in City Hall. If I was the mayor of Edmonton, like I want to be, believe me, I'm going to clean up the city. And that's once and for all, right? And it'll be done, and set the provisions in place so that these things don't happen again. Put a little bit of oversight. Anyways, so let's play today's tune of the day. Yesterday was Derek Collier, Just One More Pack, and you can get his single off Spotify. And today, well, me and Johnny Wickend, we've been working together collectively for the last few weeks, banging out some really good sick tracks. We put out Hack the Planet yesterday. So today we are releasing a new track called Connection Terminated. And as if you noticed that all the tracks that me and Johnny released together all have to do with hacking and hackers and stuff, right? So we got some remixes coming for this single. And this is the track of the tune of the day today. So this is Connection Terminated. This is me producing it, but Johnny remixing it here on Alberta Radio. Here you go.
Connection. Disconnected. Signal lost. Access denied.
White text on the black screen, 10 windows and a cold gleam. Back door like a heartbeat, one click and the floor leaves. Crystal lights on a dead map, VPN like a ghost map. You breathe in and the world lags. Scroll code till your eyes drag. I beat burning through the night, firewall falling out of sight. You ask who's there, but the screen just blinks, then the whole net starts to shrink. Your connection has been terminated. Your connection has been terminated.
Signal fading, heartbeat simulated.
Your connection has been terminated. Your connection has been terminated. Credentials cracked and confiscated.
All you built, erased, annihilated.
Your connection has been terminated. Hey! Chat logs like a crime scene, old pings in the cash stream, ghost tabs never closing, all the secrets you were holding. Red bar at the top edge, last line like a sharp wedge. You type fast, but the port's closed, every door and the lock froze. Ping time's climbing into space, DNS lost in chase. You say hello to the empty feed and the last light starts to bleed. Your connection has been terminated. Your connection has been terminated.
The signal fading, heartbeat simulated.
Your connection has been terminated. Your connection has been terminated. Credentials cracked and confiscated.
All you built, erased, annihilated.
Your connection has been terminated. Time down. Unknown error. Pop out. Your connection has been terminated.
Your connection has been terminated. Signal fading, heartbeat simulated.
Your connection has been terminated. Your connection has been terminated. Final trace already calculated.
You and I forever separated.
Your connection has been terminated.
All right. So that's our newest release, Connection Terminated. I think it glitched a little bit there. But our next topic is about Blake Desjarlais and the mayor, Andrew Knack, mayor of Edmonton, who hired Blake, and I wrote a little expose about him yesterday, and I'll read it to you. So the article is called Edmonton's Betrayal at City Hall. Blake Desjarlais, NDP insider, now runs Mayor Andrew Knack's office. So Edmonton's woke up to another slap in the face this week on April 2nd, 2026. The mayor announced that former NDP MP Blake Desjarlais, the same man who represented Edmonton Griesbach federally from 2021 until his defeat last year, is now his chief of staff. Now, the thing is Edmonton city administration is doubling down on the same failed left-wing ideology that's strangling Alberta and the rest of the country. Blake Desjarlais, he's a left-wing radical who identifies as two-spirited. And what a little blows my mind. He says he's Métis, but I don't think he is, but he might be. He doesn't look Métis. But anyways, I was reading a detailed article from Rebel News, and Desjarlais organized a coordinated campaign of interference during the federal electoral boundaries process. He mobilized 171 constituents to flood the Federal Electoral Boundaries Commission with submissions restricting his riding. And the commission itself called it a calculated effort by an MP to protect his stronghold through political pressure, noting the emails echoed Desjarlais' own talking points from public hearings. And the commission was disappointed by this blatant attempt to undermine the integrity of the process. And, with that said, I mean, we have 4,000 people that are homeless on top of that. Knack hasn't done anything about that. He hasn't even addressed it. They're downplaying it. Council's downplaying it. And, they're out there going to China, going to Japan, all this stuff for globalists in the World Economic Forum, and they're using taxpayers' dollars to do this, and or using left-wing groups that are funded through taxpayers through grants. So either which way, we're on the hook. With this said, there is a plan to recall Knack and some of the councillors when time comes, and run a by-election to get a new mayor in for the time being, and then hold another general election to keep that mayor and new council in. We have radicals in government right now need to go, right? And these fictitious elections, yes, it changed the face of a few things, but I bet you if you had an election now, these people would not win. It's just simple as that. So priorities for me as Alberta, we need to do something about the homeless. I have a whole plan for this, and we need to get rid of the Liberals and NDP, because this virtue signaling crap and their constant virtue signaling press releases and all this other stuff is just not working for anybody, right? It really isn't. So we'll see what happens and go from there. But Andrew Knack is going to be recalled, and I just wanted to mention that. Now, on another front on City Hall business, this one is coming out of Wetaskiwin, and Mayor Branco, so this guy gets voted in by the people, and City Council bans him from City Hall, from allowing him from doing his job, right? Like, this is unconstitutional right there. It's a power grab. It's left-wing councillors who just don't, they think they can do whatever they want, and even trying to silence their own mayor. So right now, I am going to be reaching out in the next few days to the mayor of Wetaskiwin to see if he'd like some assistance. And we got to figure out a way to recall these councillors and get them out. Now, there's also another recall in St. Albert's. That recall, I'll bring that up right now. That one is for Maria Renault. And, you can go to recallmariarenault.ca and sign there if you're in that area, if you're one of the constituents of St. Albert. And again, another left-wing politician not standing up for constituents. She's been accused of talking down to parents and telling parents right to the face that they don't have any parental rights over their children in schools, and that the LGBTQ plus alphabet soup should be taken priority, and we can confuse the kids with drag queen story times and sexual porn and sexual deviant shit that they pump out. So again, I consider these politicians child predators. So I mean, when you're supporting that kind of shit, you're called what you are. But nevertheless, we got people that are taking the stand by getting recalls pushed forth. So I believe I believe a by-election will get called for Marie. They will get the signatures required, and out she goes, and a by-election will be called. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna keep watching on that topic. And I think that's pretty much it. Pretty much it today for the show. Don't forget, you guys can subscribe to our YouTube channel, alberta.radios. So it's alberta.radio with an S. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen to our stuff. We're going to be releasing a lot more music too, a lot more EDM, and I got some hip hop stuff coming with another project that we're going to be starting with JD Thunder. And we're going to be pushing that out, just getting music out, getting the podcasts out, getting content out. And once I'm mobile and have wheels, I will be covering actual Alberta stories. I will be traveling across Alberta to try and get as much good, solid coverage of events, town halls, things that matter to Albertans, speak to Albertans. I really want to thrive to make Alberta radio good. And I want to give a shout outs to our friends, Derek Fildebrandt and all those guys over at Western Standard. You guys are an amazing outlet. I've been speaking to Derek for the last couple days, so I'm going to be sending over my articles in hopes that maybe I can do some freelance writing for the Western Standard. That would be great. That would be really awesome. I've been a fan of them for a long time now, so I reached out, right? Anyways, before we go, we are going to play one more track, and that was the track we released yesterday on socials. You can hear it exclusively on YouTube and Facebook. It's called Hack the Planet, and that's me and Johnny. And I think that's it for the show, guys. Here you go on Alberta Radio. Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to our Facebook and our YouTube. Email me, jason@albertaradio.ca for shout-out and requests and advertisement placements. Have a great day, everyone. Cheers. God bless.
You glow on my face, silent feet in my hand. Every tap, every trace, all mapped, all planned. You watch every move, trust the cage like a stage, but cracks in the code run under your gates. You got eyes in the wires, you got grids on the ground, but we write no fire in a deadlocked town. Hack the planet, pull the curtain, break your script. Hack the planet, free the signal from your grip. You can cage our bodies, but you can't know what we do. Hack the planet,
We're coming for you. We're coming for you.
blacklist every doubt. Soft spoken on the news. The streets time out. From the dream you choose. Firewalls, high walls, still the truth runs fast. Every mask you wear is the last, You got lines on our voices, you got chains on the truth, but we cut through the noise like a storm breaking loose. Hack the planet, pull the curtain, break your script. Hack the planet, free the signal from your grip. You can tag our shadows, but you can't know what we do. Government, see this warning.
We're coming for you. We're coming for you.
Control this, control that, but your empire runs on cracks. Erase this, erase who? Hit delete.
We still break through.
Hack the planet, pull the curtain, break your script. Hack the planet, free the signal from your grip. You can
world.
You are listening to the Great Alberta Radio.